Good morning and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am Keeper Bloodworth, and as you can see by the graphics, I am going to be taking a look at Call of Cthulhu, the Keeper Screen Pack, which I received from Rising Phoenix GameCon 2 weekends ago now, or last weekend, not this current weekend, and it was a free item that I earned from running games. I ran 2 game sessions there at that convention, and I gained 6 gold pieces for running those, and that was the cost for picking up this keeper screen. So let's take a look at it. This is my first time actually opening it up and looking at it. So let's see what this here includes. So I have 7th edition Call of Cthulhu. You can kind of see it right there, along with 2nd edition, which was the edition that I played, and that was recently either kickstarted or sold as a new box set, retro clone, but or retro box set of Call of Cthulhu. So I certainly jumped on that, and I've even done a video for that in recent past, doing a box opening on it. But let's take a look at this now. My experience with screens, GM screens for modern games has not been very positive. A lot of times, I mean, probably the worst that I've ever seen, the most useless that I've ever seen was the 5e, which I quite literally threw out. It was so bad, I didn't even want it taking up the minimal shelf space that it did. And I either threw it out or misplaced it or whatever, but I no longer have it. So I probably threw it out. And it was completely useless. And I was like, this is a waste of $20. I've never picked up something that I saw was such a waste. So I'm hoping that this actually, even though it was free, I'm hoping that it's actually useful. So it comes in a half slip case, so that's kind of cool. Keeps it together. Um, this here, there's a paper sheath on it that basically gives all of the copyright information on there. So nothing useful on that. Um, the Mist Dews, and so this is the Mist Dews and Blackwater Creek. This is apparently so. This is going to be a 2 missions, or yeah, 2 adventures. So that's pretty cool. And just flipping through it and everything. So there's yeah. So this is the scenarios that come along with it. Some of the NPCs, and here we have the character sheets for all of the NPCs that are in here. And then Miss Dews is the second adventure here, and go through. So you have 2 adventures that take up, including the character sheets and everything, about 85 pages. So that's a little over 35 a piece, I'd say. And then with maps and other materials thrown in there. So full length adventures, I consider like 32 pages to be a very basic adventure format, and that's across a number of different game systems. So now there's the packet of the keeper's reference. So investigator generation, quick fire method, skill points, education, then skill based chances for the various skills, sample of phobias, sample of manias, Um, Quite a lot, 100 manias. Sample of poisons that can be found in the world here. There's the Mythos tombs, so a full um, a full breakdown of all of the various Mythos tombs that you can include. It'll say the language that they're written in, the date that they were written, the author, weeks weeks that it would probably take to read it. I'm assuming the sanity check that you would have to make, CMI, CMF, and the MR. And I have to refresh my memory as to what those modifiers actually go to. But wow, you could lose 2d10 for reading the Al Azif, an Arabic dated C 730, and so nameless cults. Let's see, nameless cults will reduce you by 2d8. Let's see what the most shocking one is, just for example. I guess 2d10 so far, from what I can see, is the one that is going to wreck your, um, yeah, those will wreck your sanity more so than anything else. The Necromonicon, obviously, a 2d10. Weapons tables, handguns, and we go to assault rifles. I don't know why they use the term in there. There's no such thing as an assault rifle. Um, so explosives. So there we go. There's a map, and this is probably so Lovecraft Country. So is this interesting? So it has the entire Earth. It has various Lovecraftian locations um, thrown throughout the area, of the world. So really large map there. Here we have a map of Arkham. I'm assuming. Yes. So here we have a map of Arkham, front and top. So here we have Miskatonic community, and really this is just a regional map of that portion of Massachusetts in 1922. We have a number of character sheets, and these are laminated. These are partly laminated and everything. I certainly went right on them because of that fact that they're laminated. I would make a copy of them. Then we have some handouts. These handouts are most likely to the actual adventures that come in here. And now finally we get to the actual screen here. Very nice image. I mean, very good image here. So let's see what kind of information this has. So I'm going to go over this information, and so determining difficulty levels, we have the bonus and penalty dice. We have comparing results between a fumble, the worst fumble, fail, regular, regular success, hard success, extreme success, and critical success. We have firearms and difficulty levels, so firearm modifiers, various firearms, armor values, automatic fire, resolving attacks, and semi-automatic fire. So this is all firearms section right here. Um, Investigator development phase. So let's see. Roll 1d100 for each skill checked. If the result is higher than the skill or over 95, add 1d10 skill points. Erase checks. Like I said, I'm just trying to figure out how this will correlate to the game. It's been so long since I've looked through 7th edition, so that's why I'm kind of disconnecting on it. Living standards, other forms of damage. So here's another other forms of damage section here on this panel. So that's the first panel. And there's an insanity and extreme difficulty gauge that runs along the top portion of this screen and goes all the way to 100 on the far side. So let's see the middle panel. So middle panel has combat section, um, how to resolve outnumbered, extreme levels of success is detailed, human limits, and assisting table down here, and modifiers and such. Bouts of madness summary, bouts of madness real time. So that is this midsection here. Phases of insanity, sanity cost examples, and spells and tombs is this over here. And now we're to the final panel. So the final panel has the insanity effects, the chase setup, sample barriers, damage levels, for anything, I guess, because they talk about hit points actually here. So more than the character's maximum hit points equals death. All right, pretty simple. Uh, Equal to or more than half the character's maximum hit points equals a major wound, and less than half the character's maximum hit points equals irregular damage. All right. So, like I said, chases. So there's a whole section here on chases and putting together chases. That is this section right here. And then we get to the damage diagram. So hit points fall to 0. Has a major wound been taken? It's a major wound box ticked, then yes. Dying? No, then they can normally heal 1 point hit point per day. First aid will give them +1 hit points, and then medicine will give them plus 1d3 hit points. So the most that you can heal in 1 day, even with medical help, is a total of 5 hit points. Let's see. Then there's a vehicle collision chart here, and vehicle damage. So some vehicle uh, rules and such here as well. So I mean, um, overall, there seems to be quite a lot of useful information for the keeper to reference during the course of the adventure, and it's not anything that you wouldn't normally do ahead of time during your prep session. I've seen others where they give you like creating NPCs and stuff like that, and or social interactions and those kinds of things, morale checks and such, and maybe it's just my style of game mastering that I prep for my games, and um, I don't rely on their charts and everything to do stuff that I can pretty much do on the fly. So or I prep, I actually prep for it. So it's just a taste and GMing style that you might differ from me. So overall, though, like I said, I see some value in what is in there, and obviously more value because I got it for basically time served as a game master at a convention. So definitely a great pickup. Um, the one thing I see is that this dust cover thing makes it kind of hard to put it into the slipcase, and that's the problem with this is that the dust cover itself keeps on getting hung up on putting it into the slipcase. I mean, I'd probably get rid of this dust cover because it's just not a useful. There we go. So, and still the dust cover is extending beyond. So, design flaw, dust cover. Yeah, the dust cover makes it impossible to get everything uncrimped in there. You can see how it's buckling up and everything because the dust cover is is just folding up along with everything. Let's try this again. So, I mean, I'm trying to preserve it as is, dust cover and all. You know what? The dust cover's a pain in the ass. So that's a flaw. The dust cover. Um, that goes in a lot simpler now. And the dust cover is going to go on the outside because it just folds up too much. Probably end up getting rid of that anyway. But anyhow, so there you have it. The Call of Cthulhu Keeper's Screen Pack. The only downside to it that I can see is that the darn dust cover doesn't let you slide it right back into its slipcase. So that I just put wrapped around the outside. Probably end up getting rid of the dust cover altogether if it doesn't sort itself out on another try off screen. So there you have it. As always, thanks to you know, thanks to the great people over at Rising Phoenix Gamescom. Particularly Scott, who essentially invited me. Made me you know about that convention, and I had a great time there. And it was a great pickup. The two items that I did get from there, from their treasure hoard, with those gold piece cards, certainly very valuable as far as gaming materials for myself, and certainly looking forward to going there next year again, with some modification as to when I'm going to get there and basically what I'm going to look to do once I get there as well. So I'll probably look to run a few more game sessions and some different games as well while I'm there. So, as always, thanks for joining. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I look forward to seeing you on a gaming screen sometime soon. Have a great rest of your weekend, and just keep on gaming out there. Take care.